Stop. Don't buy that Pix package or All Access. Wait, what? Yep, don't click Add to Cart until you check out our new deals page at both WagerTalk and Sports Memo, where you can find all the latest offers, promotions, and coupons available all in one place. These deals are updated daily and can be found by clicking Deals in the nav at WagerTalk or Sports Memo, going to wt.buzz/deals, or scanning the QR code on your screen.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Andy from WagerTalk.com for another episode of Prop Shop. Joining me, as always, the great, the incredible, and most importantly, the profitable Ariel Epstein, the prop queen. Ariel, I know you got a workout in today, and we don't have to fly in with as many K-props because all the games are not starting at 1:10 like they normally do on Thursday. So happy Thursday to you, and how has your week been since we last spoke?
Week's been great. Thanks for having me, Andy. I'm excited because I've already got a 12:30 K-prop that's underway. I probably should check on it, considering I looked it up and I was like, oh, he didn't even hit the mound yet. It was Justin Steele for the Chicago Cubs. Right now, he's sitting at 2 strikeouts after the first inning. The total was 4.5. I want to double check that. Yeah, 4.5. Over was -128. Sitting on that one, hoping to catch a winner before maybe 2 p.m. Eastern time. Got a couple more K-props and NBA to get to as well.
Yeah, we're coming up on a really important stretch on MLB. I mean, we're losing NHL, we're losing NBA, so MLB player props is going to be where it's at. You mentioned that prop at the 12:30 game. So let's talk about some plays that are going to take place. I got a couple hitter props, so I want to come to you first. Talk to me about some of the K props that you've noticed. You got 2 really, really solid ones. I will be logging in right after the show to grab those. So just talk to us about Eric Lauer and Daniel Lynch. I like both of them.
Kansas City's got their lefty Daniel Lynch on the mound. His K-prop's 3.5. I like the over. It's a good matchup considering he's got the Minnesota Twins. The Twins at home this year are averaging just under 6 strikeouts per starter, who's a lefty, in addition to lefties averaging just under 5 strikeouts per start against this Minnesota team anyway. My only concern about Lynch was that he's already faced Minnesota twice this year and only had 2 strikeouts in each of those outings. Last year, he did have 4 against Minnesota. There are some missing players from this Twins lineup. There's going to be some rest days. There's some injuries. There could be some good spots for for Daniel Lynch to strike out some batters. So I do like the over of 3.5 strikeouts on Lynch, hoping third time's a charm. My other K-prop today is the Milwaukee Brewers left-hander Eric Lauer. I'm going with the under of his 5.5 strikeouts. For him, he's up against the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Cardinals are one of the least strikeout-prone teams in baseball. The Cardinals are averaging just under 4 strikeouts per start when up against lefties. When the Cardinals are at home, they're averaging 4 strikeouts a start against southpaws. In addition to Lauer going under this number against the 2 other bottom 15 K-rate teams he's faced this year in Washington and Pittsburgh, he had 5 against them. Under 5.5 strikeouts on Eric Lauer from Milwaukee tonight.
Love both of them. I'm going to throw a couple of batter props your way. I've been having success finding some of these guys who I would expect the line on total bases or hits to be 1.5. And then you look in the books, have it at half a hit, which it's incredible value to get it from 1.5 down to half. You got to pay extra juice, but I'm just finding success where I'm fine with paying it. So first one, Ryan McMahon over half a hit. He has 20 hits in the last 3 weeks. He has a hit in 8 out of 12 games, and he's facing Patrick Corbin, who's been nothing short of awful this year. So McMahon is 7 of 13 against Corbin lifetime, and boy, Corbin 0 for 7. His ERA is well over 8, so I would expect Ryan McMahon to at least get me 1 hit today. And then the other one I'm going to go with is Cole Calhoun. Again, over half a hit. I would expect this. I really thought this would have been 1.5, but I'll gladly take half a hit. He's 7 of 18 against Montas with 2 home runs, 4 extra base hits. And this guy has a hit in 12 out of his last 14 games. He's slightly better against righties, but nothing like really, really noticeable with the lefty-righty splits. But Man, 12 out of 14 games. You can't ignore that stat against a pitcher that he's had a lot of success and over half a hit. Absolutely. So give me Ryan McMahon and Cole Calhoun for half a hit. Ariel, one of the things that we're noticing in MLB is the Yankees are starting to get the injury bug here. And I don't know, is there anything we can do with some of these teams that are starting to put some guys on the injury list and missing? Is it any teams you're noticing we can take advantage of? I'd like to do something with the Yankees, maybe in a fade. So I don't know what your take on that.
It's still so early because we're just getting that first swing of injuries coming through, especially for the Yankees. You've got to go look and see how it benefits or how it hurts the Yankees lineup by missing some of these players. I'm sure it's not the first time we're going to be without DH Giancarlo Stanton in the Yankee lineup. He has that right calf tightness. DJ LeMahieu has a left wrist injury. Aroldis Chapman, the Yankees closer, is on the IL for the next 10 to 15 days. There are a lot of injuries happening, which is why if you look to the Yankees bullpen, maybe that's a spot that you can attack on team total overs against the Yanks. If you're going to be without your closer, you're a man short. And also the Yankees already had to put Chad Green on the season-ending IL with the season-ending injury. The Yankees bullpen may have to struggle, and they've also had to bring up some young pitchers from the minors because they have to find somebody else to come and pitch for these injured players. So I would say to take advantage maybe with some team totals. You can go team total under on teams that are injured, and like a team like the White Sox. You can go team total under on a team like the Yankees, who they may still be a little bit overly priced because of how well their lineup was hitting. However, you're missing so many players that the Yankees may not have 5 runs a game. It may go down to 2 or 3 like we saw yesterday in the 2-0 win over the Orioles. As for teams like the White Sox, I've been doing the same thing. Or you could go grab a team like the Rays if you think that they're going to start hitting better because they're at home and they can take advantage of a bad Yankees bullpen. You go team total over on them if the Yankees bullpen, maybe not this point of the series because yesterday, I'd have to go look and see how many of the bullpen pitchers pitched for the Yankees in this Orioles series, but that's definitely somewhere you could look for some team total overs.
It's always the same guys with the Yankees too. It's like, oh, what a surprise! Stanton calf, Chapman 10 days. I'd also like to mention the Red Sox bats seem to be coming alive. They had a bad day yesterday, but their bats seem to be
in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So I would not be scared. In fact, probably a good spot to look towards their over the next few games. And also the Dodgers have got a cake schedule against some really bad pitchers coming up. So NBA is winding down. Ariel, let's talk a little bit of NBA. My gosh, the Miami Heat. Talk about injury. It just looks like everybody on that team is completely decimated with injuries. But we've got tonight's game between the Warriors and the Mavericks. Could be looking at the gentleman's sweep. But you've got a couple player props. I love that you're going a little bit in a different direction. These are not player props that everybody would expect. So talk to us about Klay Thompson and Finney-Smith for tonight.
The reason that I go to props that people don't like to look at is because I like overs in the NBA. I'm not very good, honestly, at capping unders in the NBA. At least if you look to some overs, you look to the markets that aren't so public, or at least the players that aren't public. In this case, I'm going to a category people don't always look at, and that's rebounds plus assists. I like the over 6.5 rebounds plus assists on the Warriors shooting guard Klay Thompson. This is a number I've been hitting every single game this series. The book still hasn't adjusted. They've really just started juicing it to the over. They've kept the number at 6.5 though. I love this over for Thompson because when you look back to the series with the Suns and the Mavericks, the Suns shooting guard Devin Booker went over 6.5 rebounds plus assists in all but one game against the Mavs. Thompson's gone over 6.5 rebounds plus assists in 3 out of the 4 games against the Mavs. Shooting guards are having success on the boards because if Thompson's going to play underneath against a defense that doesn't really have a true big man like the Mavericks don't, then Thompson's going to be able to not only grab some extra boards than he usually does, he's also going to be playing so close underneath that he's got to dish the ball out to someone like Steph Curry or even a Jordan Poole. I like the over 6.5 rebounds plus assists on Thompson. On the other side for the Mavericks, I'm going with the over 5.5 rebounds on the power forward for the Mavs, Dorian Finney-Smith. It's in plus money around plus 100. I like the number because he has gone over this in all but one game this series. That's because the Warriors are playing a bunch of small ball. This means that Draymond Green, the power forward essentially, is playing at center for the Warriors, which makes him the tallest player on the floor. If you're going to compare Draymond Green and his size, to someone like a true center, DeAndre Ayton for the Suns or Rudy Gobert for the Jazz, you realize based on size that Draymond Green is much shorter than a true center. They're playing small ball. So that's going to leave someone like a power forward and Dorian Finney-Smith open for some more rebounds. That's why I like his over, and that's why he's been going over this 5.5 rebound number. So those are the 2 NBA plays that I like for tonight.
Yeah, and I like the spot for Klay Thompson. It was a blowout for the Warriors. So if you've been playing certain Warriors props have been going over, just throw out last game. Don't worry about it. In fact, you're probably going to get some extra value on some of the Warriors players just because the books might lower it a point or two based on a blowout, and now they're at home looking to close out. You mentioned not playing unders. I'll give you an under. I'll take Jordan Poole under 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And talk about unders. Oh, I am kicking myself for not playing Kyle Lowry, like everything under last night. Just so hurt and so banged up. He was so bad. So there are some guys you can take advantage of. Jordan Poole's production has really dropped off the last couple games. 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. That's 16 PRA. Then last game, 14 points and 4 assists for 18 PRA. They got him at 22.5. His shot attempts are down this series. He had 12 in game 1, and then since then, 10, 4, and 10. Steph is doing his Steph Curry thing. And if Steph or Klay or both of them get going, Jordan Poole is just not going to be the guy shooting. So he also seems just a little bit hesitant, and he's never been a huge rebound guy. So give me Jordan Poole under 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So there you go, guys. You got some MLB props. You've got some NBA props. Ariel, please tell us where we can find you. You're doing great work at MLB Network and Yahoo Sports.
Definitely check out Pregame Spread tomorrow, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time on MLB Network. We'll give out more Major League Baseball picks and some great interviews with athletes and coaches. Also on Yahoo Sportsbook. Go to Yahoo Sportsbook on Twitter, sports.yahoo.com. Download the Yahoo Sports app. I'm also on Twitter at Ariel Epstein and Instagram at Ariel Epstein. All my Twitter are dispersed across all platforms.
So great, Ariel Epstein, the prop queen. I got to give a little plug. It's the greatest day of racing for the year. We've got a Formula One race, a NASCAR race, and the Indy 500, which is only 10 miles away from my house. So I will have plays for all 3 of those races, props, outright winners, just about everything. So that's on WagerTalk.com. We've got a baseball pack that is up for today. Ariel, once again, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to check her out on social media, MLB Network and Yahoo. She is the one and only prop queen. Ariel, good luck to you this weekend. Good luck to everybody else. Let's make it a profitable week, and we will see you next week on Prop Shop.
Stop. Don't buy that picks package or all access. Wait, what? Yep. Don't click add to cart until you check out our new deals page.